today are how to sow cucumber seeds. Now I've got two varieties of cucumber seeds here. One is called White Wonder and the other one are little short, well I say short, they're not the long English cucumbers. These I got from Spain and I've had these for a few years and they're about 6-7 inches long and they're green. So it's nice to have two different varieties. Now when you grow cucumbers, some are for inside only, growing in undercover in a greenhouse or a polytunnel, and some you can actually grow outside. Both of these can actually be grown outside. So I think what I'll do is I'll grow some in the greenhouse and some outside and just compare and see how they get on. Now the green ones, if you look, if you can see that the skins are quite thick. So the skins are actually bitter. So when we come to eat these, I'm going to have to peel the skin. I tend to find that growing the long cucumbers, the English cucumbers where you can eat the skin, they are quite tricky to grow. So I personally prefer to grow the shorter ones because I just tend to find that I get more of them. So let me show you how to sow these cucumber seeds. It doesn't matter what variety you've got, you can get some round ones which are a sort of light yellow in colour, or you can get the long ones. There's so many different varieties out there that you can get, but whichever ones you get, you sow in exactly the same way. Now cucumbers can be sown between February through to April and possibly into May. It just depends on the variety. So make sure that you check the back of your packet or the front of your packet and it will tell you when is the best time to sow them. So let me show you how I sow mine. Now I've got one of my little seed trays here. If you don't have a seed tray, then you can sow your cucumbers in a 3-inch pot. Just do them exactly the same way that I'm going to do here. Now I've put some compost in the bottom and I've patted it down so it's nice and firm, and I've also given it a water. Make sure that there are holes in the bottom of your seed tray so that any excess water can drain straight through. Now because I've got two varieties of cucumbers, I'm going to sow one in one section and then the other in the other section. I'll make sure that I label them properly so that I know which ones are which, but obviously once they start to fruit, then one lot will be green and one lot will be white, so I'll be able to tell the difference. Now all cucumber seeds are the same. They may well vary ever so slightly in size. These are the White Wonder, and as you can see, they're very long seeds. So all I'm going to do is I am going to scatter these onto the top of the damp compost. Make sure that there is space between them, and if you do find that any are touching, then just move them apart so that they have lots of space. Now there's supposed to be 10 in here, 2, 4, 6, there is, and I've got them all. And these are the seeds for the green ones. Now you'll be wondering why on earth these are coloured green. It stops them from going mouldy. You find this with some varieties of seeds. Sometimes they coat them with a film which just stops the seeds from going mouldy. So that's all it is. Underneath this green layer, they're exactly the same as these ones here. So I am going to sow these as well. Now we like cucumbers, so I'm going to sow I think about 10 of each seed. Now the germination rate of cucumbers is usually pretty good. So if you want 6 plants, then I would suggest you most probably sow about 8 seeds. 2, 4, 6, 8, oh there's 11 there. That'll do. So I would imagine that at least 8 of those will germinate. Now all I need to do now is to just cover them carefully with a little bit more compost. Any large lumps of compost don't put on there because the little seedlings won't be able to push through. Cover them so the seedlings are about 1 centimetre deep in the soil. Don't push this compost down, just let it rest on top of the seeds nice and loosely. So all I'm going to do now is I will label these, and when I've done that then I'll come back to you. So here are my cucumbers all labelled and all ready to start to grow. Now I'll put these in the greenhouse. I will keep an eye on them every day. If the soil on the top goes dry, then I will water them. It's best to water them little and often. You don't want the seeds to sit in really wet compost because they will go mouldy and then they won't start to germinate. Now hopefully these will start to germinate in about 2 weeks time, depending on the weather outside, depending on the heat. It depends. If it's warmer, we suddenly get lots and lots of sun. Then hopefully it'll be a little bit sooner, but I will keep you updated on the progress of these cucumber seeds, and when I start to prick them out and put them in bigger pots and all the other little things that I do, I will let you know. So just keep an eye on them. Remember, they're very, very small when the seeds start to germinate, the tiny little seedlings, so they're very, very delicate. So you really need to keep an eye on them. If the temperature in the evening and overnight is going to be really cold, I would suggest that you cover them with a propagator lid. But during the day, if it's nice and warm, take that propagator lid off and let the air circulate round, and your greenhouse should hopefully be warm enough to help these germinate. But as I say, I will keep you updated on their progress, and we'll have lots and lots of cucumbers in the summer. Well, I hope you found that useful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.